It all started in World War II. Allied forces were devastating Nazi industry and armament factories with systematic bombing campaigns throughout the territories of the Third Reich. In response, Hitler commissioned the building of underground installations to protect crucial elements of industrial production needed to continue the war effort, and to hide certain top-secret technologies that were under development. The Todt organization, a group of highly skilled civil engineers, under the direction of Xaver Dorsch, began the construction of the massive subterranean facilities in earnest. But by the time they were completed, it was too late. The Allies had already destroyed nearly all of Germany's industrial capabilities and were invading the fatherland. As American forces pushed further into Germany, they discovered the incredible underground installations that the Todt organization had constructed and captured many of the organization's members, including Dorsch. Eventually, some of the high-ranking Todt organization engineers were secreted away to the United States via Project Paperclip to continue their work building underground installations, but this time for the U.S. government. Deep underground military bases, or DUMBs for short, are top-secret subterranean facilities located, in most cases, miles below the surface of the earth. Commonly built within or beneath hard rock formations, such as mountains, mesas, hills, and plateaus, DUMBs provide maximum security and secrecy for both military and corporate interests. These clandestine underground installations facilitate at least 3 strategic objectives. Number 1, security, as in the warehousing of sensitive assets, i.e., nuclear warheads, biological weapons, etc., and safe haven of high-ranking military and government officials during national crises, i.e., nuclear fallout, EMP attack, civil unrest, etc. Number 2, secrecy, to conceal the research and development of highly classified technologies, especially those derived from antediluvian and/or non-human origin. Also, to conduct controversial experimentation, especially relating to behavioral modification, genetic engineering, and human cybernetics. Number 3, subversion, to subvert public scrutiny and rule of law, as in the Constitution and Bill of Rights, in pursuit of technological, political, societal, and financial objectives. Though the existence of most of these dumb installations, no pun intended, is officially denied, some of them have surfaced into public awareness, such as the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, formerly the home of NORAD, and the Mount Weather Complex. The well-known, yet officially undisclosed Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, also known as the High Point Special Facility, located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, is a continuity of government complex operated by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Completed in 1958, the classified installation beneath Mount Weather was originally designed to be a relocation site for the highest-ranking officials in government, including the President of the United States and his cabinet. Often described as a subterranean city, the base includes a hospital, crematorium, dining and recreation areas, sleeping quarters, an emergency power plant, dozens of office buildings, some of which are 3 stories high, a radio and television studio, which is part of the emergency broadcasting system, and a special train that connects to strategic locations throughout the country, utilizing a high-tech and hidden transit system. The Very High Speed Transit System, or VHST, was a RAND Corporation concept presented to the military-industrial complex in the 1970s. The RAND Corporation described the concept as follows. A very high-speed transit system operating in its own rarefied atmosphere in evacuated tubes in underground tunnels. Most cases considered took less time to go coast to coast, as in 21 minutes, than it takes an aircraft to climb to an efficient operating altitude. VHST's tubecraft ride on and are driven by electromagnetic EM waves. In accelerating, it employs the energy of the surrounding EM field. In decelerating, it returns most of this energy to the system. Tunnel systems would be shared by oil, water, and gas pipelines, channels for laser and microwave waveguides, electric power lines including superconducting ones, and freight systems. Environmental and economic benefits are substantial, and the technology for building and operating the system exists. Although the VHST was never to be developed for the benefit of the public, it was, nonetheless, quietly constructed beneath our feet for military application. There now exists a vast network of subterranean tunnels through which an electro-magneto-leviton train, or maglev train, passes at speeds in excess of Mach 2. The maglev train, suspended on electromagnetic waves 3/4 of an inch above a monorail, and moving faster than the speed of sound through a near frictionless vacuum, is able to traverse the distance between Los Angeles and New York City precisely as the RAND Corporation predicted, in under 30 minutes. As unbelievable as it sounds, maglev technology is not science fiction, and is even now finally being considered for above-ground civilian application, though with inferior speed capabilities. The secret construction of both the VHST and the DUMS that they network together was made possible by top-secret nuclear-powered tunnel-boring machines called subterranes, the patents for which, coincidentally, were filed in 1972 by scientists working at Los Alamos National Laboratory. Due to the advanced technology employed in these machines, exceptionally large tunnels can be made at incredible speeds without generating residual debris. In his book, Underground Bases and Tunnels, Dr. Richard Sauter explains, nuclear subterranes work by melting their way through the rock and soil, actually vitrifying it as they go, and leaving a neat, solidly glass-lined tunnel behind them. We now have the capability to build veritable cities over 10 miles below the surface of the earth, completely undetected by the public. Massive multi-level complexes have been constructed in secret with funding from the black budget, literally right under our noses, out of sight and out of mind. In fact, at this present time, according to inside sources, there are over 200 deep underground military bases in the United States alone, and many more in various countries all over the planet. In light of this incredible reality, a glaring question presents itself. How can something so vast, expensive, and ubiquitous be kept secret for so long? In other words, where are the whistleblowers? Enter Phil Schneider. For 17 years, Phil Schneider, an accomplished geologist, structural engineer, and explosives expert, worked on black budget projects for the United States military and multinational private contractors. Possessing a level 3 security clearance, Rhyolite 38, and a near genius level IQ, Phil was versatile in many capacities, but his primary occupation involved the design and construction of deep underground military bases, including some of the most infamous installations on the planet, such as the Area 51 and S4 facilities in Nevada, as well as the Los Alamos and Dulce facilities in New Mexico. after discovering a nefarious conspiracy involving an alleged collusion between factions inside the United States military and a technologically advanced non-human race living in the caverns of the earth, Phil felt betrayed by the leaders of the country he loved and summarily discontinued work with the military. Disillusioned with the government and enraged at the assassination of his colleagues working in black projects and of his closest friend, Ron Rummel, Phil Schneider decided to break his oath of silence and disclose the top-secret activities in which he had been intimately enveloped for so many years. From 1994 to 1996, he lectured all across the country, even under a constant threat of death. In fact, in his final year on the lecture circuit, Phil survived 13 separate assassination attempts involving firefights, car chases, and hand-to-hand combat. However, sadly, the 14th attempt on his life would succeed. If the testimony of Phil Schneider is simply too incredible for you to believe, consider this. Men are not assassinated unless they pose a legitimate threat to someone. Those who are conspiring in secret beneath our feet, subverting our laws, and dancing with the devil, will go to any length to conceal their deeds, and will eliminate anyone who dares pull back the curtains and expose the works of darkness to the emancipating light of truth. Finally, I am compelled to bring this analysis to a conclusion with 2 verses from the Bible. Woe to those who seek deep to hide their counsel far from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. They say, "Who sees us? And who knows us? For my eyes are on all their ways. They are not hidden from my face, nor is their iniquity hidden from my eyes." Reporting for SteveQuayle.com, I'm Timothy Alberino.